You're listening to Eat, Play, Live with me, Andi P, the show that's chasing dreams and crushing goals. My goal here is to help you live a healthier, happier, more balanced life. And we talk about it every week, don't we? So I want to check in this week. How you doing with it? Do you struggle with eating right? Or getting the exercise your doctor recommended? Quitting smoking? Maybe having a little restraint with drinking, or whatever other feel-good activities you may partake in. No judgment here. Finding time to slow down and breathe. How you doing with that? How about setting healthy boundaries with people? Whew, that can be hard. Setting priorities. I mean, there's so many things that go into having a healthy lifestyle, right? Being balanced in mind, body, and spirit. So it can be a lot to try to keep everything in balance at the same time, because you know how it goes. You get one thing going the right way, and then something else falls apart, and something derails you, and that's just kind of the way it goes. So if you're struggling, do not feel bad. You are not weak because you struggle. In fact, the struggle is what makes us stronger. It takes strength to get through the struggle. So don't get scared of the struggle, okay? Know that that's just part of the process. So we're going to talk about that tonight, starting out with how we eat. Yeah, I know. As they say, the struggle is real. Where do you begin, right? So you've made the decision. You want to eat better, whether you want to lose weight, whether you're just trying to, improve your health. Maybe you're getting close to having diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and your doctor said, you need to change the way you're eating right now so that you can avoid these problems in the future. And yet, you try. You get up every day and you're like, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try. And then what happens? Something always happens, right? Something derails your great plan for the day. So then what do? Do you just keep going down that unhealthy road just because you messed up? Well, yeah, that's what a lot of us do, unfortunately. I saw a thing one time, and I will never forget. It says, just because you have a flat tire, you don't shoot the other three. Why do we? That makes total sense, right? Why do we do that, though, with our eating? We're like, somebody brought a cookie in to work, and I ate it, so now the day is blown, and I might as well just eat whatever I want for the rest of the day because it doesn't even matter anymore. Where do we get that crazy logic? It doesn't make any sense, but yet we do it all the time. Man, I think the thing that we have to remember is just that every single decision matters. When it comes to what we're eating, so you ate a cookie. Okay. That might not have been the best decision, but there's still the whole rest of the day. I mean, what is it, 3 o'clock in the afternoon when you ate this cookie? And you can make a good decision later in the day, although we've talked about the fact that sugar will make it a lot harder. Once you introduce that sugar into your body, that's going to make it a lot harder to make better decisions the rest of the day because that sugar acts like a drug and your body just craves more right away. Oof, yes. See, I get it. I know it's hard. So what are some strategies that we can employ to help you? Because, so many of us struggle with it. Just about everybody struggles with staying, willpower just isn't that strong. It can go only so far. So we need to arm ourselves with ways to make good choices. And so what I would like to do is take a look at cleaning out your refrigerator, your pantry, your entire kitchen, wherever you stash food. Let's clean that out. Make a commitment to clean out the stuff that you have on hand that you really shouldn't have on hand. You know what I'm talking about, where, maybe, I know for me, my a twilight hour of wanting to snack is generally in the evening. Maybe I'm bored watching TV. I don't know. You start to get those little snackies, and who knows what I would eat if I had unlimited choices in the house. So I have just made it a point for years now not to keep any of the danger items in the house. Okay, I know me. If there are tortilla chips, and if you know me, you know where I'm going with this right now. If there are tortilla chips in the house, there's going to be nachos happening. That is my go-to. I don't know why. I love nachos so much. So I can't buy tortilla chips. I mean, if I have a specific purpose and I know we're going to use them, then we can buy them. But to just have them in the cabinet, no, I will eat them every day until they're gone, and I will have nachos every day. So I know. So we all have that. So what is your thing? I know people who go to cereal at night. Oh, my grandpa used to always do that. He always had a bowl of cereal at night. Is that your thing? Is it nuts, popcorn, ice cream? I don't know. Whatever it is, you got to get it out of there. It's not like if it's a special occasion or you really, really, really want it, you can go to the store and get it. But you just don't have it right there on hand. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to put this out there as a challenge to you over the next week or so to clean that stuff out. And I know it's hard to throw things away. I hate wasting food. So that's really hard. I don't know what to tell you if you struggle with that like I do. Don't just give it to your kids. That's, making them unhealthy is not the answer to helping yourself. But find a way to get rid of the stuff without making yourself crazy. But you can do it. And if you absolutely don't want to waste it, okay, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but go ahead and eat the stuff, but don't buy it again. Okay? I get it. 4th of July is coming up. You can plan a party, eat all the junky, and then just don't buy it again. Just don't keep that stuff on hand. All right. And when you go out to eat, here's another little strategy I have found. Now, in the city where I went out to eat a lot for lunch, you just run to a drive-thru and there were 30 to choose from. I had the menus. I had a book, actually, because I was a Weight Watchers leader for a while. So I had a book that had all the menus of all the restaurants and the calories or points in Weight Watchers lingo. But so I kind of had a cheat sheet. Said that probably wasn't fair. But in this day and age, you know where you're going to go ahead of time. Look up the menu online. Figure out what you're going to order before you even get there. How about that? Have you ever thought to do that? Because you know what happens once you start looking at the menu, whether you're in a drive-thru and they have pictures or, you're just somewhere here in town, you start looking at the menu and you start thinking, oh, but what about this? But what about that? And then, you knew you were going to come in and have the grilled chicken breast with vegetables, and all of a sudden it's fried chicken breast or chicken fried steak, or you know what I'm saying. You just start to, and the other people there will also be bad influences on you very often. Don't you want an appetizer? Oh yeah, we need an appetizer. We need some fried pickles. Aren't fried pickles good? Well, all of a sudden you can't think of anything else except fried pickles. So how do you get those people? You got to let them know before you even go. I will go out to eat with you, but I'm going to order something healthy. Please don't push fried pickles on me. I can't do it, And are you really missing out? I mean, they'll always be there. There will always be another day in the world where you can have a fried pickle. You don't have to have it every time. Your goals, your desires, your health is far more important than that momentary gratification of that fried pickle. It just is. So think about that. Think about the things that you can clean out. Think about the ways that you can approach eating in a restaurant that will just take some of the struggle out of it for you. Yes, it might require a little bit of planning ahead. You're going to have to think about healthy snacks, which, by the way, I posted on my Facebook page a list of healthy snacks. And you can message me if you want more ideas or healthy meal ideas. And yes, plan ahead. Go to the grocery store and buy the things that you should have on hand. You know what kind of foods you crave. So buy a substitute that's a healthy substitute. Do you like crunchy? Do you like salty? Do you like sweet? There are healthy things that you can substitute for whatever it is that triggers you and set yourself up for success. And then when the time comes that you mess up and you eat the cookie, forgive yourself, move on, don't shoot the tires. Our goal here is progress. It's not perfection. Nobody's perfect. We're never going to get it 100% perfect. That's going to go for what we put in our bodies as well as what we do with our bodies. Okay, so with that, we're going to transition into from our eat to our play. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Eat, Play, Live with me, Andi P. And I just mentioned my Facebook page, so that's eatplaylive.andi if you want to go to my Facebook page and get that list of healthy snacks. But progress, not perfection. So as we look for ways to move our bodies more, to make them stronger, to make them more flexible. What about that struggle? Oh my goodness. Have you ever noticed that when you're exercising, no 2 days, no 2 workouts are the same? You can do the exact same workout. I'm going to run 3 miles on Monday. I'm going to run 3 miles on Tuesday. They're not going to feel the same. There are so many different factors. The weather might be different. You're more tired on Tuesday because you ran on Monday. Maybe you didn't sleep well. There are a lot of things. And, maybe you're just going for a little walk or a swim or whatever it is. No 2 days are the same. Some are good days and you feel really good and you're like, oh, this is playing. Andi isn't totally just feeding us a line here. We're playing and we're enjoying our life by moving our bodies. And then there's other days where you probably want to smack me for even suggesting that you do such a thing. And I get it. In fact, this has been one of those weeks for me. Let me just tell you, and I'll tell you a couple of stories. And if you're on my Facebook Live, you can even see the evidence of the bike wreck that I had this week. Oh, yeah, it's been a doozy. So, again, like with eating, let's set ourselves up for success. Okay? So, you want to exercise more, move your body more, do the things you need to do so that you can be stronger and more flexible. Start with getting enough sleep. If you're not getting enough sleep, your body is not going to perform the way you want it to perform. Then, before you do the thing, warm up. Get ready to do it. Don't just jump in cold and your muscles all freak out and get an injury or something. Train your brain. This goes for everything that I've talked about so far. Train your brain. This is my goal. This is what I'm setting out to do. And these are the steps that I need to take to be successful to do it. And the more you just think that way, you train your brain. I mean, seriously, my brain is trained that I have to have coffee before I can work out. That's probably not correct. I probably could work out before coffee, but I have trained my brain that those two things go in that order. But the nice thing is, I know that as soon as I'm finished my coffee, it's time to go work out. No questioning it, no arguing with it, no, oh, maybe I'll wait, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. No, train your brain and get to know your body. Know when you're having a tough time. Is it just that you're tired or that something isn't quite right? Or is there really a problem? The more tuned in you are to your body, the more you'll be able to tell whether you need to just push forward, push a little bit harder, or stop. Stop. This is danger zone. You're in danger of hurting yourself. Sometimes that's the case. And sometimes you just hit a wall. Have you heard of that? You've heard of like runners hitting a wall? That is a real thing. People don't just say that as an excuse because they wanted to stop. It actually occurs when your body gets depleted of glycogen stores in your liver and muscles. And so it's like just this abrupt feeling of fatigue and just a total loss of energy. It happens out of the blue. You can be going right along and then bam. So that can happen from two major culprits: overtraining and low blood sugar. So in just a sec, we're going to talk about some of the things that affect our ability to play hard, like the overtraining and not having enough or having a low blood sugar because you're not eating enough or the right things. We're going to get to that in just a second. But I totally hit a wall. I like to put in a story every now and then just so that you know that I'm not just coming up with this stuff out of the blue. But this happened to me yesterday. Okay, so I went on this epic bike ride. I decided, I'm preparing for a half Ironman that I'm going to be competing in September. 3 months, folks. We got 3 months. Oh my gosh, that like hurts my heart. From tomorrow, 3 months from tomorrow. 3 months, is that a long time? It doesn't feel like it. And I looked up what the training schedule should be at this point, 3 months out, and I'm not doing enough. I'm definitely not swimming enough, and I'm just going to put a little plug out here for anyone who has some pull to get our swimming pool, our city pool, open for lap swim hours for grown-ups. I will happily sign any kind of waiver. I don't need a lifeguard. I just don't want to go swim in the river by myself. That's not safe. Please, please, please let us have lap swimming. Okay, so putting that out there. Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So I'm not training enough, right? Which you think I'm crazy because you know me and you know I work out every day, but it hasn't been enough. The distance isn't far enough. So this week I decided, all right, we're ramping it up. Monday, I ran 9 miles. I'm using that term really loosely because I could barely run. Like I was saying, sometimes it's great and sometimes it's terrible. It was terrible. Everything hurt. My legs hurt. My toes hurt so bad. I had to take my shoes off and massage my feet at one point. I don't know why. Nothing was different. The shoes I was wearing have been super comfortable in past runs. I don't know. But we trudged through it. I had to walk up some of the hills. Gotta be honest with you here. It was not all running, but survived 9 miles. Anyway, so then the next day, Wednesday, I decided to go for a little bike ride. Not a little, a long bike ride. And I rode 30 miles. 30 miles. Yeah, that's the longest one I've done so far. And some of it was fun. It started out fun. The hills were not fun. But then, I guess I was on gravel and I guess I hit some sand or something. I don't know what happened. It came out of the blue. All I knew is I was down. Hit the dirt, hit the gravel, hit my head. Well, thank goodness I was wearing a helmet. Always wear your helmet. I felt that helmet hit the ground. And I tell you what, my neck is super sore right now. And my hip area is so swollen. Like I look really deformed right now, and it's purple, and I got the road rash and all this thing. And then, so I hop back on the bike as quick as can be because, we don't want people to think that I'm a sissy girl. So I jump on the bike, dripping blood, and ride away for another 15 miles. But that second 15 miles was significantly harder than the first. And the fatigue was starting to set in. And now and I'll tell you, if you do any kind of endurance, even if you're walking and you're walking for a long distance, especially in this heat right now, take lots of water. I had 2 bottles of water. Take food. Take I take these little squeezy energy packets because they're easy to just fit in a pocket, but a protein bar, something, so that if you're gone for more than an hour, you need to replace those nutrients in your body. Otherwise, your blood sugar is going to plummet and you are going to hit that wall. And then how do you get home? Well, I'll tell you, that's what happened. I hit the wall and I knew, because I'm getting fairly familiar with this area, finally. I knew there was a really big hill still ahead, and I was done. I knew that there was no way I was going to be able to ride up that hill, and I really didn't want to push my bike up that hill. It was not a great road to be on anyway. Y'all drive some kind of fast around here, just saying. So I called a friend, and that's why I'm telling you this story, is to encourage you. You know, I'm stubborn as can be, and I don't want to quit, and I don't want to feel like I failed in any way. But sometimes you got to call a friend and say, come pick me up. I'm done. I can't go any farther. That's okay. That's okay. It was a great story. I mean, I was like, thank you for saving me. Oh my gosh. So these are the things that can affect your ability to play hard, to keep going and go the distance. Heat and humidity. You know, we're dealing with a lot of that right now, and especially here in Texas, but I mean, really everywhere. Come on, it is June. So heat and humidity is going to affect it. So I keep going back to running, but it's just a easy example. If you run at a certain pace in the winter, you can expect to be like a minute. Okay, I don't remember the math. You'll have to forgive me. But just don't be surprised when you are significantly slower in the summer. Because of that heat and humidity, you literally move slower. I know it feels like you are. So don't freak out about that. Also, fatigue. If you are playing, training, working out, whatever you're doing, if you're doing it day after day, over time, your body gets tired. And we've talked about the importance of rest before, but you just have to keep in mind that your body gets tired and it gets worn down. And so fatigue will play a major factor. Also, like I said, have that food. An inadequate diet. If you're exercising hard and you're cutting back on your calories because you want to lose weight and you want to look good in that swimsuit, if you're doing both at the same time, they can counter each other. That is not an effective way because you need the calories in order to have the energy to do the things. The important thing is get those calories from the right foods: protein, complex carbs, and healthy fats. Simple as that. 1, 2, 3. That is what your body needs. Get those calories in, and then you can do the things you want to do. So the other things that will derail you: lack of sleep. Your body needs sleep. It needs rest and full-on sleep. And then high stress. If you're really stressed, that will totally affect your workout. And, quite possibly after I wrecked yesterday, that increased my stress level. Absolutely. And those 2 snakes I saw, they definitely increased my stress level. So we're going to blame it on the snakes that I couldn't make it all the way home. How about that? All right. So that's, I think, some good tips for you for pushing through. Be very careful in this heat. Do things early in the morning if you're outside, and let's get that pool open. So let's move on into our live segment, and we're going to step away a little bit from the struggle, and let's do something fun, right? Let's get outside of our bubble. Let's get outside of our comfort zone. In all the things that we do in Eat, Play, Live, we have to get outside of our comfort zone. So if you're going to live, maybe expand your horizons. If you're always just in this bubble, and lately, of course, over the last year or so, it's been really hard for us to get outside of our bubbles. Traveling is hard. It's a pain. And flying is you still have to wear masks and all the stuff. They're still doing that. Well, I'm going to find out this weekend. I'm going to fly and we'll see how that goes. But I want to encourage you to go somewhere you've never been and experience life with people who are totally unlike you. They just live differently. Have you traveled much? Have you, You don't need a ton of money to do it. You don't have to leave the country. I mean, oh my gosh, just look at the difference between the people that live in Austin and the kind of the culture you feel when you're there and say San Antonio. Very, very different. So go and just experience the difference everywhere you go. If you want to expand your views of the world and broaden your horizons, traveling is absolutely one of the best ways. So, if you do travel, and it's summer, a lot of people are going on vacation, here's something I want to encourage you. Don't be a tourist. Don't be a tourist. Experience where you're at. Is that painting, that building, that, I don't know, amusement park ride really the thing you're going to remember for the rest of your life? Or is it the experience and the people that you meet? I don't know. To me, when I travel, a few of the things that I really like to do that for me anyway has really impacted my experience is ride a bike while you're there. The two places that I go most frequently are New York City and Cozumel, Mexico. Vastly different. In fact, couldn't really be more different. But in both places, I ride a bike while I'm there. Whether it's through Central Park or, they have bike lanes in Manhattan, so you can ride just blocks and blocks and blocks, and it's actually way faster than walking or driving or any of that stuff. It's a great way to get around. It's a little scary at first. The drivers up there are crazier than the drivers in Mason County, just saying. But, and then also, well, I guess Cozumel does have something in common because the drivers there are crazy too. But they have bike lanes. Oh my gosh, both places have fabulous bike lanes. Anyway, I digress. It's such a fun way to see everything. Like, take the little back roads and see the little mom and pop shops and the live music that's coming from a breakfast taco place. I mean, just things you would never expect, and you never see it from a car. You never see it from a bus. You never see it if you're staying in an all-inclusive resort where you never even leave the property. Why? You could go to that same hotel anywhere in the world. You're not experiencing where you're at. So anyway, I like to rent a little apartment, Airbnb, get groceries at the local grocery store, walk there, talk to the locals, hang out in their little coffee shop. I know that's not for everybody. Some people like to do things totally different. But for me, when it comes to travel, it's about experiencing the culture, and that provides great life balance for me because I learn things about other places and other cultures that I can incorporate into my life here. You can bring a little piece of that back with you, and your horizons are broadened. I'm trying to think of another way to say that, but when you're surrounded by people who look like you and think like you and act like you all of your life, you kind of forget that there are a lot of people in this world that are really different. And that's okay. In fact, it's amazing and it's awesome. And it takes all those differences to make this whole planet. Oh gosh, I'm getting way over the top. But I love diversity. I love the fact that America is a melting pot, and we came from all these different places and all these different cultures. And so anyway, I hope you will embrace that. I hope you get to travel this summer or make plans to travel wherever you can. There are ways to make it happen. Okay. Get to know the people, experience their differences, bring that fresh perspective home with you and share it with your friends, grow your community. And like Maya Angelou, you know her, I love her. Like she said, when you know better, you do better. So get outside your comfort zone, know better, do better, and make some new friends in a new place. I hope you do that this summer. Let me know. Message me on Facebook, eatplaylive.andy, and let me know where you're going and what you do. I want to know. I think that's going to be awesome. So next week, speaking of travel, I will not be here. I will be back in Cozumel training for my Ironman. Oh my gosh, I'm going to swim in the ocean and do all the things. So wish me luck that I don't fall and hurt myself anymore. And so I will have a show next week. I'm going to record a very special show so that we don't have to miss out. And then I'll be back. So tune in every Thursday right here at 6 o'clock. I so appreciate you listening, and I hope that you have a fantastic week. So until then, be good and love one another.